Hi guys, and welcome to video 8 of the series of how to make your own dynamic shopping cart, or not shopping cart, but shopping list. One thing I noticed on your PHP, your index PHP, if you cut and pasted the code as I did in the very beginning, you'll see that there's a Google Analytics, and this is for the guy who made this particular template. So we're going to want to just go ahead and get rid of that script right there. Take that out, otherwise he's going to get analytics from your shopping list. You don't necessarily want that to happen, so let's just go ahead and get rid of that. Save it, and let's go back to the main page here. And I'm going to show you what to expect in this particular incident here. Now, as you know, we've got this right here. We're going to change this real quick, but right now I've promised that we're going to do the create a new item form, which I've already incorporated. And as you can see right here, I've got bread, milk, coffee. So here's what you're going to do after this particular lesson. You're going to have your form here that creates a new item. And I'm going to show you the form in this video, and in the next video I'm going to show you the parser that we're going to use to parse that. But let's just say we want onions. And let's just say that these need to be Spanish onions. So we'll just type onions in item name, item notes, Spanish onions. Now when we click add to shopping list, it's going to take us right back to the shopping list with this item already put in there. Onions, Spanish onions. Yeah. Now I just want to go here because I've put in a time function, and the time function I see is working, so that's that. But let's go back to our full page. All right, we haven't got the bread, the milk, the coffee yet, but we're on the onions aisle. We just grabbed the onions, so we're just going to delete the onions by clicking on those. Boom, and now we just have bread, milk, and coffee left to get. So this is really useful, and it's really coming together well. So let's say I forgot something else, so I just go in here and I click that. And at any rate, let's not waste more time on this video, so let me just show you how we get started on this. Alright, we're in the index PHP. As you recall, index PHP is going to be the template for everything that we use. Header PHP is where we're going to make the changes to go to the various forms that we want to go to. But for right now, we're going to create this form from index PHP. So what you'll want to do is you want to come down here where it says column 1 start, and you've got echo list, and this is where it shows your list. You want to file save this as save as, and we're using Notepad++ once again, and we're going to save this as create item.php. Now since I've already done that, I don't want to overwrite it, so I'm not going to resave this one, but this is how you're going to want to do it. And then once you've done that, we're going to go to our create item PHP, which is an exact replica copy of our, at this point, our index PHP. Now just ignore as I go ahead and take this tracker script out like I showed you in the very beginning there, which I hadn't done yet. Okay, so now we go back up here to our column 1 start. Okay, and you would knock out where you have column 1 start in index, you would knock out this PHP echo list, and then you would make space for the following code, which I'm going to put in there and show you right now. First thing you want is you want a script that keeps you from making completely blank entries. Now you're okay with a blank notes, but you're not okay with a blank item, because then what's going to happen if you get a lot of blank items into your system, you're going to find yourself not able to go through your list because there's all these empty items, and you can't delete it if there's nothing there to delete because it's empty. So we're going to keep from making empty items. So essentially you start out like this: script type equals text/JavaScript, and just go to high def and look at this and create this under your column 1 start. Then you're going to put a line here so you know what's going on. Function validate underscore form, and then parentheses empty. And then you're going to do a curly brace, and at the beginning of your curly brace and at the end of your curly brace, in between there, that's your validation script. So after your curly brace, you drop down one line, you hit valid equals true, semicolon. Drop down one line, if parentheses document dot form dot item dot value equals, and then quotations with nothing in between, end parentheses. Then another curly brace. Then in that case, you would drop down one line, you would type alert, parentheses, and then in quotations, please enter the page title, period. Then your end quotation here, and your end parentheses over here, and then another semicolon. And then you drop down one line, and you type valid equals false, semicolon. And then you end this curly brace up here at this point. And then drop down one line and type return valid, semicolon. And then there's your end curly brace for the beginning of the script. Then you would close your script with a script tag, which is less than, and then slash script greater than. Okay, that's our validation for our form. Next thing you want to do is you want to make a form. Form ID equals, in parentheses or in quotations, form. Name equals form. Method equals post. Action equals create parse .php. Now we haven't made this file yet, so this thing is going to do nothing when you're done with it. On submit equals return validate form, and then an empty parentheses, and there is a space in there, so empty parentheses with a space in there, semicolon, and then end quote, and then a less than. All right, there's where you go to your form. Now underneath that, I've put a break tag and then item name. That's the label for your item on your form. And then another break. Then below that, I've put input name equals item, type equals text, ID equals item. I've put size equals 80, max length 64. We'll just put max length. You can put whatever. I'm just going to put 100 in case you have a really long titled item that you want to do. No biggie. And then from that, you put a break tag at the, or you put a slash and a closing tag for this. And then you put a break tag, so you break up your layout. And then another break tag on the next line, and item notes, break. And then another input, which is a text area. And it's not going to say input, it's just going to say text area, name equals note, ID equals note. And I've got columns 88, rows 16. You can play around with the sizing on this, and then you close your text area. And I've got two breaks after that. Then I have input type equals submit, and this is going to be our button. Name equals button, ID equals button, value equals, and then you can just write whatever you want that button to say. And I've just got add to shopping list on mine. And then we just do two breaks, and then we close out the form. And that's the end of our column 1. So the net result after you get done doing that, you should see, I'm going to show you that right here. This is what the create form is going to look like. Now let me see where we're sitting at time-wise. 9:16. Okay, in our next thing, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to link that from your header, and also the parser form that creates the parsing mechanism that adds this to your system. Thank you very much. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and we will catch you in the next video.